Cool. The session start. Hi everyone. This is Chris from DoraHacks. Welcome to another session of Founder Fireside Chat for the Aptos Code Collection Hackathon. So today we are very happy to have YK from Merkle, which is the largest perp DEX on Aptos Layer 1 right now, to join us and share some of the insights. So before we officially start, a little bit more background of the hackathon itself. Aptos Code Collection Hackathon, it's the first ever global flagship hackathon that hosted by Aptos team. It has a 500,000 prize pool with all-star judging panel and post-hackathon support. So if you are a Move developers who's trying to build something really cool, you definitely don't want to miss out these opportunities. It's probably the best shot that you can get for at least 2024 this year. So YK, why don't we start from a quick self-introduction about yourself and Merkle Trade?
Sure. Very nice to meet you all, folks, although online. Anyways, I'm actually a relatively new addition to the Merkle Trade team. I joined as the COO, but I knew the team for quite a long time. I saw the team back in the Aptos Soul Hackathon last January, I think. I was with Hashed back then. I was one of their investors. And because Hash had led the pre-seed round for Merkle Trade, I got to know the team. I knew the team's background, and fortunately, they also got really great results from the hackathon as well. So because I was interested in ecosystem, and because I invested mainly in ecosystems, infrastructure, and layer ones, when Merkle Trade was trying to decide what kind of layer one ecosystem they wanted to build on, I was one of the folks who recommended Aptos, because one of the reasons will be, of course, the time to finality. Aptos has sub-second finality, which is very rare, even with the current kind of stream of new ecosystems. And this directly translates to trader experience, because traders see that much faster order execution, which is very important, especially for leverage trading. So after getting those ties, after getting to know the team, when I wanted to go back to the builder side, Merkle Trade was a perfect team to go on to really kind of join. And for Merkle Trade, the reason why Merkle Trade decided to become a perp DEX is that we believe that leverage trading and trading itself is one of the very few core PMF that this market has. Crypto is innately a volatile asset, which means that making directional bets is that much more interesting. So we think that perp DEX sector is one of the very few sectors that actually have revenue and actually have value that can be actually actively distributed to the users. And at the same time, a sector that really has a proven track record of PMF, of really having an audience and having a scalable audience willing to pay for the services. So that sector find and the Aptos getting launched with a sub-second finality was really a great synergy and a great combination to start with.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's actually covers some of the part of the first question that I want to bring up, which is like why you guys choose Aptos and Move language to build your project. You just mentioned that like Merkle Trade, it's actually built from the Aptos Soul Hackathon. So I think this is actually a quite unique experience. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Like, what is the exact experience that you guys get from the hackathon, in general, like what type of the support that did you guys receive during the hackathon and also like post the hackathon from the Aptos team specifically?
So the hackathon was a test bed for Merkle Trade. Merkle Trade was really like in its inception of an idea. And the hackathon was a great opportunity to really drill down on the product while really showcasing it to the Aptos team as well as the other judges to see whether the item that we find attractive is actually attractive to the world. So hackathon was a great kind of platform to test that out. In the meantime, as you can imagine, the Aptos team was really doubling down on the Korean ecosystem. The asset itself, the APT token, was getting great traction in the newly listed Upbit exchange. I think it actually had the world's highest volume for APT, even compared to other exchanges such as Binance. So, anyways, because the Aptos team was really interested in Korea, and because Merkle Trade was a winner in the DeFi sector, I think that kind of greatly overlapped. And we got great support from the Aptos team when it came to new feature development, as well as especially the UX element. So for us, since PerpDex is a mature market, we have to make sure that our user experience, our onboarding flow is really state of the art to make sure that we can compete effectively with other PerpDexes. And whenever Aptos had new feature releases, the team, the Aptos team, the tech team, and our product team could collaborate to make sure that that new feature can be implemented smoothly. A good example will be the fee payer. So it's, I guess the official name phrase will be the gas fee sponsorship. So when Aptos made that feature, I think we were the first ones to actually implement that to our product, which enabled users to enjoy gas-free transactions. So I think technologically and also like business development wise, Aptos team has been very helpful to our team.
Yeah, that is definitely great. I feel like so especially for young builders or new teams who are building on the emerging ecosystems like Aptos, it will be like super important actually to have very smooth communication with the foundation or labs team directly, because it's actually like will be quite hard for new teams to build like completely new stuff by themselves without any support. So the gas fee stations is actually a great examples. I feel like even for now, there are like plenty of people who even like don't realize about these features yet. So like working with like you guys is definitely super helpful, not only for yourself, but only like very helpful for themselves, for the Aptos teams as well. So like I say, like top DeFi teams in the Aptos ecosystem right now, what do you think? Like what do you think since the mainnet launch, which is almost 2 years ago, Aptos ecosystem have achieved a meaningful growth on like specific sectors, or maybe you can discuss a little bit more in the DeFi sectors. But if you want to like mention about other sectors, you're also very welcome. But also like, what do you think Aptos ecosystem still need to be improved in the future?
I guess it really boils down to user experience. I mean, I guess the technology has matured enough that the TPS is now becoming much less important, since we're not being able to fill the block space in the first place now. So I guess it's more important on actual user onboarding. And I guess the Aptos team also shares this problem statement with their recent release on social logins, allowing users to generate wallets directly from their email addresses. And they're also really optimizing on the latency part. They already have achieved sub-second end-to-end latency, but they're trying to further optimize that so that the Aptos ecosystem and the Aptos infrastructure can actually compete with Web2 equivalents. So at least at the user perceivable level. So I guess Now, since we know that scalable services can actually be built on these infrastructure, I think it's very important to have new funnels and new kind of onboarding mechanisms so that users can really feel much more secure and much more comfortable using these services. So I think that will be like at the DAT level, at the service level, with finding services and supporting services that can go to the masses. At the same time, having like ecosystem-led marketing campaigns, as well as really making these funnels for these scalable services so that they can actually have more access to a wider audience. I think if those two can be combined with the infrastructure being ready, Aptos can really scale much more than right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty insightful actually. Like considering like your background from the previous investor experience, I'm not sure like if you want to elaborate a little bit more on like the investment opportunities on Aptos, like especially like which sectors do you think can actually like hugely benefited by the infra that Aptos team is building? Yeah.
So for now, I guess latency is pretty much very important. I guess that's like what really sets apart Aptos from other ecosystems. And in that sense, obviously DeFi that really requires like fast reaction from the infrastructure will definitely be stand out. So of course Merkle trade, and like perp dex, high frequency trades, and perhaps and the kind of sectors and the likes. I guess another sector that can really benefit from this will be gaming. So if you think about gaming, if there are concurrent kind of states being run, so if I say it's a P2P game where I have my character and Chris, you have your character and they're fighting each other. If I guess with this level of latency, like more state can be put fully on chain. So instead of kind of aggregating that off chain, aggregating the kind of fight process off chain, and then incorporating that on chain, the more state, the more kind of action that can be put on chain. I guess there are more composability that can happen from that. For instance, that kind of real time data can be, let's say, streamlined so that like you can make real time bets on specific actions, and you can like have micro betting mechanisms for outside kind of viewers. I don't know. I mean, but I think it definitely opens up a much wider sense of creativity when you have more state that can be put on chain. And I guess Aptos has an advantage on that because they have such low latency. So in that sense, I would say gaming, but to be really honest, to be really frank, I don't think crypto as a whole has cracked the next generation of the adoption. So I guess we're still searching for more sustainable use cases.
Yeah.
I guess the first and second quarter of this year was dominated by meme coins. Although they're very fun and they're not necessarily a service or dApp that can really scale as a new use case. So I guess we're still searching for that, and that comes out. Hopefully, it is something that really matches the advantages that Aptos has, so that more interesting services can come by.
Yeah, I think this is great insights. I totally echo with you. I also do think like something like AI or deeping sectors in general can have like use for can have interesting use cases on Aptos. But yeah, just purely because like I saw from the submission side of the hackathon, there are like bunch of the AI and deeping projects there. So I guess this is like where builders are interests gathered. Yeah, but cool. I think that's actually all of the questions. But yeah, I think this session is like it's not very long, but it's actually very insightful. Really appreciate your YK to share your experience and insights here with all of the builders. And for all of the builders, as you listened, like there are like so I think right now Aptos infra is more than ready than ever before. If you are a developers that want to building something that's really cool, really interesting, or you want to actually start your blockchain startups and haven't decided where to pick layer ones, I think Aptos is potentially one of the great choice for you to start your journey. As we mentioned, 500K prize pool with all-star judging panels, virtual hackathons with almost 2 months for you to build the products from scratch. And also there are some of the meetups that are going to be hosted in different places. We just woke up one in Palo Alto, one in one in New York City, and there will be a couple more doing KBW in Seoul, Korea, and also in Japan. So if you are like located in these areas, you can also try to meet up in person with Aptos teams. I think DoraHacks team will be there as well. But yeah, don't be hesitated to start your journey, and we are super excited to see you doing the hackathons. Cool. Thank you very much, YK, again for your sharing. Super helpful, and I hope everyone can have a great day. And
Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for having me.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the Merkle trade will have some of the very exciting announcements coming coming up. So if you haven't checked out Merkle trade, definitely stay tuned on their social medias. As YK mentioned, this is actually the largest perp DAX with actual PMF in the crypto in general, and like you could probably like have some fun experience using Merkle trade protocol.
It's the first ever gamified perp DAX with very interesting mechanisms. So yeah, please feel free to visit our website or our documents. They're very interesting.
Awesome. Cool. Then we can wrap up here. Thanks everyone. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Cheers.
Bye bye.